Hello, my friends, and welcome to season 2 of the Mystical Message. I hope you are all as excited as I am. Let's kick off this 2020 Sun in Libra. We are almost done with this year, and has it been a crazy one? All right, so let's get just a general message tonight for anyone watching as we move into Libra. Conclusions are within reach. A time for healing. Communication is key. That's very Libra, I would say. All right, let's see. We're going to use the Elves deck tonight. Let's see what the Elves have to say about Libra. All right. What kind of balance do they see coming up? Is there any challenges that we might have to face? And how are we going to deal with this? How are we going to talk about it? All right, my friends, let's see. From the bottom, I've got the Queen of Cups, the Knight of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and the Ace of Cups. Ooh. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's a lot of strong emotional information coming at you. So let's see. We've got the Three of Wands, Five of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, the World, Seven of Swords, Death, Two of Pentacles, High Priestess, and the Moon. Okay, this is pretty cool. It's really talking about a big transition. Definitely lots of healing since we've got the Death card here. That's something letting go that you do not want to hold on to anymore. And there's always, healing associated with getting rid of something bad. The Queen of Cups here really wants to help support that healing. It's going to help understand this and take this more in stride. Because it's something that you have to really do. You have to decide to do this. It's going to be put up to you. We've got the World here. This is saying, it's that ending, something new beginning. That's why we've got the Ace of Cups. You've got a little time to understand this, to really decide where it's coming through, to make sure that you take the right steps forward. But you don't have a lot of time. You've got a little time. But it's going to happen pretty soon, I would say. It's something that you've been working on. There is, knowledge that has been taken time to come in, but you wanted to make sure that you had the best understanding with this situation. But now you really see where there was those, kind of things that were a little more than they seemed that it is. And you're, paying attention to that more. You're catching on to that as we move forward in Libra. And so there's a deeper connection to, reading between the lines, kind of seeing deeper inside what is going on when it looks like you already know and you don't have to pay any more attention than that. But realizing that sometimes you can be overlooking something that's really going to snare you up when it comes along. And you're really searching now to understand where those things are, especially if they're what you've made for yourself. Let's look here what the Moon is kind of saying about that a little more. So 10 of Cups, 5 of Swords, 3 of Cups. So that's really saying that there's any parts of your life where you thought were good enough and you could just leave as they are, that you just kind of let go. You need to keep putting work into those places too. Because when you get too comfortable and you let it slack off, you let it, kind of fall down, fall behind, and then you're going to have to work twice as hard to catch back up once you start putting the effort into that. And so that's what it's saying. And you know what that place is. That's really what's happening right now is you've really recognized where that's at. And this Ace of Cups is really that decision of, okay, there's no more denying this. I have to admit it. Like, it's like, could it get any more clear? It's obvious. So let's see a little more what that Ace of Cups wants you to know. That you already know, you just need to admit. So you've got 8 of Wands, Page of Wands, and the Chariot. You already know, you just need to admit it. You have the reins in your hands. It's time to pick that direction and follow through with it. Because there's no more holding back at this point. It's right there. You got to think on your feet. That's really what Libra is wanting you to do this season and this time around. Let's see what that communication is, though, as well, with the Queen of Swords here. That is kind of the key it's wanting us to think about. So we've got the 8 of Swords, the 9 of Swords, and the Fool. How you do that communication, and how you follow through with it, and how you make something new out of it. What you make of it, literally. What you do with the situation and what you create from it, from your interaction with it. So let's see a little bit more the Queen of Cups, what the healing is as well. So we've got 7 of Cups, Hermit, and the Tower, or the Hanged Man, and the 6 of Cups. Wow. 7 of Cups with Hermit and Hanged Man in between the 6 of Cups. That's kind of, really that progression on that healing in yourself of letting go of those commitment issues or pride or procrastination or desire to hold yourself back because you're scared of what is going to be next, what more that there is, because you're comfortable with what it is now. And really seeing how that's just cutting yourself down and hurting yourself. And it's a lot of self-healing around your self-worth. Is definitely what I see happening here in this Libra season. Especially as we progress closer towards the end. It's going to, that power is going to amp up. Especially because we have the blue moon in October. That's in the next season, but we've got a full moon here on October 1st in the start of Libra. So there's a lot of energy trying to help you through this. That's, trying to guide you and show you where you can be your own guide or just allow the guidance to come in. So let's look at this Death card a bit more and see what that's trying to say. Judgment, the Queen of Pentacles, and the 4 of Swords. So that's really any places where you're feeling yourself not measuring up for whatever reason, or that you aren't good enough. You're going to see where your biggest strengths are in yourself. You're going to come into a lot of, power in who you are. Out of your understanding of everything that you've been through. Everything that you have been going through up until this point has been to lead you to this, is for this reason. And it's been, strengthening you for what is to come. Because it knows that, you can't just go through this without any kind of background at all. You have to have that little bit of weathering from previous storms leading up to this grand, tipping point, this world point right here, which is a really big step in a journey. So let's see what the Three of Pentacles here is wanting to tell you about that, where that strength is that you might be overlooking or underestimating. So we've got the Tower, the Sun, and the Hierophant. That is very strong. So the Tower, this is an unexpected change of not accepting that strength that you have within you, but that you also have from those around you who support you. You know, what people do you look up to as like a role model? Or who looks up to you as a role model? You know, all of that thing, all of those things that you might not ever really pay attention to, that's like, you know, not the highlight of your day. How are those parts of you the highlight of someone else's day as well? You know, and getting stuck in not thinking that it's not good enough what you do, that you can't do anymore because, you know, you already do so much and it doesn't matter anyway. But it's really telling you, do not give up. Because I know that there's a lot of doubt and fear, it seems like here, potentially. On one side. On another side, there could be that you're like, you know, skyrocketing through this. And this might be somebody that you are interacting with. And that you don't really, that you haven't understood why up until this point. And there's been this, you know, mutual misunderstanding between each other. And it's created this whole general feeling like, if you don't feel like that about yourself, you feel like that into this situation, when really maybe this is how they're feeling on the inside. Or it's you, because, you know, why have you gotten to this point? Are you doubting yourself? Well, look at how, you know, strong that you are, how much you have to trust in yourself. Because when you don't trust in decisions or situations that you put yourself in, that's because you don't trust yourself. A big part of that. And so until you are able to learn how to trust yourself, then you can trust the situations that you're in, because isn't it ultimately up to you whether or not you're in them? So let's see what this Knight of Swords wants us to know. The Star, King of Cups, and Eight of Pentacles. So it's really saying don't give up. That it might seem like you've worked so hard and your like emotions are really running deeply about this, and you're very seeming like, you know, possibly breaking point because it's, you know, wrung you dry. You are very passionate about this, and there's a reason why you don't want to give up. And there's that hope coming up right here, that you have to see in the new day, you know, that you have to understand that this is why you've been being led up to here, because it's that, you know, next thing. It's going to seem crazy and big now, or it might already seem like that, but think about the day when you can look back on it and remember and think about, wow, I got through that. You know, that's your story that you are going to have to tell. How do you tell it? How do you make it? And how do you build up to that? How do you play into anyone else's story that they have to tell as well? Let's see here. Let's look a little bit more at this Seven of Swords here, because I feel like that's pretty loud energy. That's Aquarius. Yeah, that's a pretty loud Aquarius energy right there. So let's see. We've got Strength, Temperance, and the Emperor. So that's saying, look at all this healing you have. Look at all this healing you're getting. Look at all the strength that you have as well. Look at the strong foundation that you are. You know, when you are able to show the world who you are, tell the world who you are. You've been internalizing too much. There's been a lot of fear or acting out of fear, a lot of negativity that has been trying so hard. You've been trying so hard to release it. It's been trying to get out. But you felt like you're struggling and you're not sure how to. Just let it go. Because you have the strength. You've gotten through it long enough. And, you know, don't forget that as much strength as you provide, isn't there a base of support around that? So where are you a base of support, and where's your base of support? That's really what Libra is wanting you to find right now, as we move into this season, and it's going to really help you heal and move forward from that. That's this conclusion within reach is the Death card. Time for healing is all of the bottom cards, and the communication is key is really as well, and the Moon and the High Priestess. So look at all of those moments and see where you have those lessons you can learn. Or maybe those are lessons someone you're dealing with is going through. And so have that patience and temperance with them. That's a big part of, you know, what we learn every day. And this is really helping you move forward into a beautiful new future. All right, all my lovelies. Thank you for joining for this awesome premiere of season 2, The Mystical Message. And you guys have a great night.